Assalamu-Alikum and welcome back. So our today topic is educational leadership management. We discussed about the educational planning. Education is a central preoccupation of every nation. So the educational plan can be carried out with maximum success if they are based on the changing needs of the country to compete with the other countries of the world. Educational planning is mainly the work of planner, experts, authorities, or the bureaucracy which administer the education services. But professionally, it should be in the hand of education leaders because they know in better way than the others. Planning is a process which aims at achieving specific development goals of life of a country. So this process includes an analysis of the present situation and forecast for future. So they can easily achieve what they want because they have a clear and specific objective. In the same way, educational planning should aim at development of education as well as drawing up of state, regional, district and institutional plans. So these plans should be intelligently linked and match the needs and resources. Similarly, the planning process should aim survey the requirement of training manpower in the employment market as well. Now, what is the definition or aim and objective of the education? What is the purpose of education? Like, what does it aim to achieve? And every education policy has seriously considered this question at some stage or other. So, the aim of education are determined by national political, social, economic, psychological, and pedagogical needs. Many of the fundamental concerns of education have persisted throughout the centuries, but in the course of time, different aspects have been stressed because it is a wide plane or variety. So each and everything is linked to other thing. So this is a broad category. The educational aim worked for a long time of an educational, social, patriotic, and ideological nature, which emphasized the function of education as a preserver and transmitter of the cultural heritage. So, a common idea nowadays is to link education to national development कि कैसे एक nation जो है वो develop होगा तरक्की करेगा. So that training can be a preparation for employment for life in its broad economic aspects, for cooperation in common endeavor and participation in the practice of democracy. So education is increasingly being looked upon as a specific mean of changing through education. Like everyone, through education, they become aware and they want change, so they can easily challenge and establish different values for different things, and they set different goal and objective, so they can easily achieve that objective or that goal. The emphasis of on educatability and trainability rather than on instruction as such. So later emphasis was laid on intellectual training. Knowledge become an end in itself because a person become aware that what they want and how they can achieve this goal or plan, how they prepare, how to specify their term and to achieve their specific objective or goal. Definition, aim, and objective of education. The first is political objective of education, like prepare citizens to participate in the democratic process and understand their right and responsibility. The next is economic objective. In this, they equip students with skill and knowledge to contribute to the economy and achieve economic stability. The next is social objective, like foster social cohesion, promote cultural awareness, and develop empathy and understanding among individuals from diverse backgrounds. The next is pedagogical objective like improve teaching method, curriculum design, and assessment strategies to enhance the student learning outcomes. The next is objective of self-realization like help individuals develop their potential, build self-confidence, and discover their passion and interest. The next is objective of economic efficiency like develop skill and knowledge that meet the need of the labor market and promote economic growth. The next is objective of civic responsibility like value the citizenship, community service, and social responsibility, encouraging individuals to contribute to the well-being of the society. So these objectives highlight the diverse purposes of education from personal growth to social contribution. So the objective of self-realization in this, the first one is intellectual development. The inquiring mind, like cultivate curiosity and allow for learning. The second is intellectual interest. In this, they develop interest in various subjects and activities like speech, reading, writing, and numbers. Master essential skill in communication and mathematics. The second is physical and mental well-being. In this, the first one is health knowledge, like they understand how to maintain physical and mental health habits. In this, they develop habits that promote overall well-being. The next is public health, so they contribute to the health and well-being of the community. The next step is personal growth and character, so the aesthetic interest. In this, they appreciate and engage with arts, music, and other creative pursuits. The next is character, like develop a strong moral compass and values. And the last is self-realization. So they understand one's strength, weakness, and potential. Now, social and emotional development. So they have recreation like engage in activities that promote relaxation and enjoyment. And the next is sight and hearing like develop awareness and appreciation of the world through sensory experiences. So these objectives aim to help individuals develop into a well-rounded, knowledgeable, and compassionate people who can reach their full potential. The objective of human relationship. So the first is personal relationship. In this respect for humanity, like treat other with kindness, dignity, and respect. The second is friendship, like build strong supportive relationship with others. And cooperation, like work together with others to achieve common goals. The next is family relationships. In this appreciation of the home, like value the importance of family and home life. Homemaking, like create a warm, welcoming, and nurturing home environment. And democracy in the home, like encourage open communication, mutual respect, and shared decision making within the family. The next is community and social relationship, like courtesy, show politeness, consideration, and good manners toward others. The next is conservation of the home, like take care of and preserve the community and environment for future generation. So these are the objective of human relationships. So what are the objective of the economic efficiency? They can easily work on an occupational information they achieve, as well as occupational choice, occupational efficiency, occupational adjustment, occupational appreciation, and further they can easily achieve the personal economic, consumer judgment, efficiency in buying and consuming. Uh, they can easily achieve all these objectives through economic efficiency, or we can say through education they can aware and they can easily achieve, and they can specify and they plan that how to achieve these objectives. Approaches of education planning. The first one is the social demand methodology. So this approach estimates the demand for education based on social and cultural factor. In this, the key consideration are, we can say, the population growth, urbanization, social mobility, and cultural value. And we can assume that education is a social right and demand is driven by social expectations. So these are the assumptions. And the limitation, can say that may overestimate the demand as it doesn't consider economic or labor market factors. The second one is the manpower requirement methodology. In this approach estimate the demand for education based on labor market needs. So the key consideration, we can say, economic growth, technological changes, and labor market projects. So the assumption, we can say, education is a means to prepare worker for the labor market. And in the limitation, uh, the limitation for this is underestimate the demand as it focuses on current labor market needs. The next or the last one is the rate of return methodology. So for this approach, estimate the demand for education based on economic return and investment. In this, the key consideration, we can say, the cost and benefit of education, including increased earning and productivity. And the assumption is education is an investment and demand is driven by expected return. And the limitation, we consider that economic return over social and cultural benefits. So these methodologies provide different perspective on estimating demand for education. So the social demand methodology emphasizes social and cultural factor. The manpower requirement methodology focus on labor market needs, and the rate of return methodology consider economic return on investment. Types and goal of educational planning. Like, what is educational planning? So educational planning process, the first step is preparation, like gather data, identify needs, and involve stakeholders. Alternative design, like develop option for addressing educational needs. The next is goal and objectives, like establish clear, measurable goal and objective. The third is program and services, like design and implement educational progress programs and services. The next is human resources, like plan for teachers training, recruitment and development. The next is physical resources, like plan for infrastructure, facilities, and equipment. The next is finance, like allocate resources, secure funding, and managing the budgets. The second last is governmental structure, like establish governance framework and policies. And the last is the social context, like consider social need, value, and cultural context. So the educational planning is a systematic process that help educational institutions and governments make informed decisions to improve education. So types of educational planning, there are imperative or centralized planning. In this, they top-down approach, like government or central authority make decision, or we can say emphasis standardization or and control. The second is indicative planning or local level planning, like bottom up approach. Local communities or institutions make decision and they emphasize flexibility and responsiveness to local needs. The third is sectoral planning. In this, they focus on a specific sector or area, such as primary education or vocational training. They coordinate planning and resource allocation within that sector. The fourth one is integrated planning. In this, they comprehensive approach that consider multiple sector and stakeholder aim to create a cohesive and effective education system. So these types of planning can be used alone or in a combination to suit different contexts and needs. Now, the process of plan formulation, like a broad objective and target setting, so they can easily define the organization mission, vision, or objective, like identify specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound targets. The second step is survey current economic condition. So they gather data on the current economic situation, including trends, challenges, and opportunity. The third step is strategy determination, like based on the objective, target, and economic analysis, determine the best strategies to achieve the goals. The fourth step is financing of plan. In this, they identify the financial resources required to implement the plan and explore funding options. The fifth one is sectoral program. So they break down the plan into smaller, manageable program focus on specific sector or the areas. The second last is mobilization of resources. In this, they allocate resources, including personal equipment and budgeting, to support and implement the implementation of the plan. The seventh is plan execution. In this, they put the plan into action, implementing the strategies, programs, and project outlined in the plan. And we can say they regularly track progress, assess outcome, and make adjustment to the plan as needed. Now, the process of project planning is the best alternative to tackle a certain problem in the presence of a number of constraints. So they involve least use of resources, is sound from financial, economic, technical, commercial, and managerial viewpoint, and has certain flexibility to adjust to any change may take place during its implementation phase. So there is a financing of the project, like government resources. They provide grant, loan, investment, direct government expenditure, and sponsoring agencies own funds. And private investment, like local body services, non-government borrowing, other resources recoveries.